So hi everybody. I just thought I'd get on real quick. I was getting ready to prep a cup, and I thought I would get on and just kind of go over ways to prep a cup. There's a lot of people that are starting to do tumblers nowadays, and they have questions about how do I prep my cup? How do I get started? What do I need to know? What do I need to do? I know when I got started, I had a lot of questions, and I looked to YouTube for answers. And sometimes it was easy to find those answers, and sometimes it wasn't. And so I just kind of wanted to jump on here real quick because I was prepping my cup, and I thought, hey, why don't I just share what I know with some people, and maybe I can help somebody. Please excuse my mess. First of all, of course, it's Christmas. It's a very busy season between making orders and making gifts for friends and family. My craft room is a mess. Literally, it's exploded. I've got stuff in the floor. I've got my tables are covered up. My turners are covered up. I can't find my Cricut. I've just got stuff everywhere. So if it looks like a complete disaster area, it is. But anyway, I just kind of wanted to go over real quick. I'm getting ready to do this 20 ounce. It's just a Ozark Trail from Walmart. Normally I pop off the bottom of these guys. This one, the other day, I started popping it off and realized one crucial thing I had not done. Let me see. I had not taken my torch, and usually I heat up the bottom of it and take a flathead screwdriver and just kind of go around and pry it off, and they pop out. Well, I forgot to use my torch and heat it up, so it started cracking. So what I had to do was take me some E6000 glue and kind of stick it up in there and put something heavy on it and put it back down in there. So on this one, I'm going to have to cover up and paint over it. But normally, let me see if I have one. Oh, I got one on my turner right here. So normally they look like this when you take the plastic off. It's just metal on the bottom. Well, not plastic, I'm sorry. When you take the rubber seal off, you got the plastic on the bottom. And then when you're done with your cup, this one's already prepped and painted, and I'm getting ready to work on this one. But you just have the metal bottom to it. And then when you're done, you just glue it back on with some E6000 glue and put that back on. But with this one, I'm not going to be able to. I'm going to have to paint over it, which is perfectly fine. You can glitter the bottom of these guys, especially if you're epoxying. It will stick right to it, not a problem. Or if you choose, you can want to spend the time and tape around it. You can do that also and just leave the bottom like it is. So, anyway, to begin to prep a cup or a tumbler, a lot of people have different techniques. My personal technique is, as soon as I bring these bad boys home, first thing I do is wash them in some Dawn dish detergent. I don't know why Dawn. I don't know what the magic touch is with Dawn, but that seems to be what everybody uses is Dawn dish detergent. So I use Dawn, wash it, let it air dry. Then I'll bring it into my craft room, and I have a couple of shelves on my walls. And when I get ready to use a cup, I will take, sanding block, and I just go around and kind of scuff up my cup, kind of take that dullness off. I'm not really doing a whole lot of scrubbing here. It doesn't take a whole lot, and I don't know if you can see it or not, but you can see It kind of gives it some scratches in there on that stainless steel, which helps the paint adhere to it or whatever it is you might be putting on there. And you want to get down here around the bottom as well, unless you're taping it off. I don't normally tape mine off. A lot of people will use electrical tape and tape this part of their cup off and tape around the rim of their cup. Some people like that look. I like to do my whole entire cup. So that's also, yet again, a personal preference. After I do that, I take, actually, this is pretty cruddy looking. I've got paint and everything else on it. I picked this up at the dollar store. It had nail polish remover in it. I took the nail polish remover out and put it in my actual nail polish remover bottle in my bathroom, because all I wanted was the container. They didn't have any empty ones at my Dollar Tree. And I needed the nail polish remover anyway, so I just changed it, cleaned it out, rinsed it out real good, and added alcohol, because it's a little pumper. And once I have scuffed this up really well with my sanding block, I take a coffee filter. These are really large. They were some that I had laying around when we used at my office. The big, oh my goodness, I forgot what they're called now. It's been so long since we even used them. The big coffee makers. I don't even know anymore. But anyway, we don't use them anymore. So I brought them home. And I've got a purpose for them now. So I just pump my alcohol onto my coffee filter. Little dab will do you. And I just rub it around on my tumbler and get that where I sanded. You can see, excuse me. You can see maybe where it's turned black. That's getting that stainless steel off, that residue from where we sanded. And I go over that just a little bit, and I keep a little, every time I come in here to work, I always get me a little dish of water, fresh water, warm water. Well, by the time I'm done for the day, it's freezing cold water. But I get me a little container of water, because I'm always needing water for something. And I always have a roll of paper towels handy. Then I'm going to take my paper towels, and I'm going to put it in my little dish of water here. And that's all I'm doing, is just getting my paper towels wet. I'm not putting anything else in my dish of water there. Just sticking my paper towel in there and getting it wet. And then I'm going to take it. Now this is what I do. Somebody else may do it differently. They may go back in and rewash the whole thing. But this is what I do, and it works for me. I've never had a problem. And then I just take and I wipe off the alcohol residue, because I have had where I have left the alcohol on and just let it air dry, and then I had issues with my epoxy. Now I don't know if it was a fluke or what, but I don't want to take that chance again, because then I had to strip my cup, plus it wasted my time and my epoxy. So I found this method, and since I started doing this method, I've not had an issue with my epoxy doing that since. So this works for me. And I just wipe my cup down really well to wipe off that excess alcohol. And then I have about 2 different drying racks. I have actually one in the floor right now sitting near my floor fan, which I don't have my fan going, but when I have my fan going, if I need something drying really fast. So this guy, I'm just going to sit on that rack to let it air dry, to get the water dry on it. And when it is dry, then I'm going to take it outside and I'm going to paint it. Probably, I want to hydro dip this one, so I'm probably going to just paint it with some matte white spray paint. Now when I get ready to touch this cup again to paint it, I will put my gloves on. So I'm not putting my fingertips, my hands are not touching it, my oils from my fingers or anything is not getting back on my cup. That's what the alcohol kind of does, is take any residue, any body oils, anything that should not be on your cup, takes it off. And then to me, the water that I just used kind of takes that alcohol off, so it's not helping repel the epoxy. Like I said, I had an issue with it when I left it on one time, and other people probably are saying that she's crazy. After you've done put glitter and everything on there, ain't no way that alcohol came through. I know what I went through. I don't know if it was the alcohol. Could have been something else. Could have just been the way I held my mouth that day. I don't know. That's a southern saying. If you're not from the South, maybe you've never heard that saying. But that's how I do it, and it's worked ever since. So the next time I handle this cup, I will have gloves on, so my fingertips are not touching this cup to leave any kind of oils or residue on this cup. So I am putting it on my drying rack to let it air dry, and that is how I prep a cup. I hope you guys have learned a little something. Oh, I will tell you a little trick. I don't have one I can show you. But I will show you on this guy here that I've already got painted. Let me find a glove. I also don't handle my cups even after they're painted. I don't like to handle them unless I've got a arm in without gloves on, because yet again you're still transferring those body oils to your cup, and whenever you get ready to put your work, I know I got two different colors going on, whenever you get ready to put whatever you're doing onto your cup, you've got your body oils, your fingerprints, your whatever, and you're going to have to start over and clean this cup again with your alcohol, like I would, my alcohol, then my water, and then dry it. That's why I always have my gloves on. Now, one thing I like to do to help, since I go all the way to the top, is I like to line the inside of my cup with some blue painter's tape. You can see I've got mine lined with blue painter's tape. There's also a cool little thing they make. They're called Tumbler shields. Mine's kind of grungy right now because I literally have not had time to wash them off. And you just kind of slide these little bad boys, which is not going to go so good since I have my tape in here. But you just kind of slide these little puppies. Yeah. Let me show you on the one I just wiped. Instead of doing my tape method, you would just kind of slide these little puppies right down like so into your cup, and that keeps your epoxy from dripping down inside your cup, minimizes any kind of spray overflow, anything like that from going down into your cup. So when you go to clean up your cup, you don't have a whole lot going on down in here. So these are really cool. You get two, and honestly I forgot where I even ordered them from. I think the company's name was actually Tumbler shields. You can Google them. I think I got like two for, maybe when I bought them it might have been two for $7.99, something like that, $8.99, I'm not quite sure. But they do come bigger, but I normally do 20 ounces. So when I do a bigger one, like I'm getting ready to do a big 30 ounce, I normally just stick with my painter's tape and then just clean them up, because I really don't have a whole lot of issue keeping my epoxy and everything where it needs to be. So painter's tape usually works pretty well for me. So I didn't bother to buy anything bigger than the 20-ounce tumbler shields. But that's just another tip, you know, if you're interested in doing that. If not, a really cheap way is just some good old painter's tape, put it around the inside, and that will help also. So I hope I've answered some questions for you guys that are getting started. And I will be back on at a later time with some more tips. Have a great day.